Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. My name is Dr. Frederick Dare. I am a therapist here in Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to my channel. But before we get started, make sure you click on the little bell at the bottom of the screen that you'll get notifications of when I upload new content. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and share it. Today's topic is the impact of Kobe Bryant's death on our society, the 5 stages of grief and loss. And what triggered this is, of course, we all know the horrific death of the 9 individuals who lost their life in the crash, along with Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gigi. And we're praying for all of those families, and rest in peace to all the individuals who have died. And but what I noticed on social media is that there was a lot of emotions going on that day. And I noticed people, they were saying they had to log off because it was just so overwhelming seeing, all the information. There was that initial shock that it even happened. And then there was a lot, I know for me, when I see someone die like that, it always reminds me of like my family members that have passed on. And so then, I saw that on social media a lot too. People were starting to, starting to remember their loved ones that passed, creating some kind of, grief and loss. And if you've never lost anyone, you may not connect with that, but that does happen, and it is happening. And a lot of people were showing their condolences. They were placing plants and flowers and teddy bears all along the Staples Center in California, which is where this horrific accident took place. And so I wanted to just go over like the 5 stages of grief and loss. And so the first stage is, of course, denial. And I think we all kind of did that when we heard, I know when I was seeing the article flash on social media, first thing I'm like, what am I reading? Is this really real? And then I started seeing more and more stories and more credible resources reporting about this. And then it was like I was watching Shaq the other day, and he was saying how his nephew had showed him his phone and saying, look, this just happened. And he himself was in denial. He believed that it was just a, maybe how they Photoshop everything. He just thought it was a story that was created by social media, which we know that happens. And so then the next stage is the anger. You're like, what in the world happened? Why did Kobe get on this plane, and he could have rode in a car, and just all of those things, and not really judgment, just anger, because this happened to this, to Kobe, his daughter, and those other 7 individuals. They were just going about their day-to-day lives, probably what they do, probably every time there's a game, they get into this helicopter and they go to the game and enjoy life. And that was the sad part. So you kind of get a little angry. Why Kobe? Why did this have to happen? What is the reason that this happened? Is there supposed to be a message in this or something? And so we all started getting into that anger phase, and you start feeling the feelings of frustration, irritation, and then a little anxiety. Like, I know the first thing I think about is, I mean, I have anxiety anyway, but to get in a plane kind of gives me anxiety anyway. So I'm sure people are thinking that way during this stage as well. And then the third stage is the bargaining. You try to find meaning in it, and you try to understand it, and you're like, what if we can just turn back the time and just go back to those hours before, and he made a different decision not to get on that plane and just drive, to the game, just things like that. And I know people probably would look at that online and be like, why are you saying that? It was just an accident. But this is the way people process grief and loss. And sometimes it sounds a bit judgmental, but it's actually a process that you're going through. And that's why I'm here to identify that and let you know that is a natural process of grief. And then we have the 4th stage, which is depression. It's you're feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot of helplessness and hostility. Like, you don't understand. Again, like I was saying, a lot of people were starting to connect Kobe's death with the death of their loved one, and starting to, get that depression and that feeling again. And it's hard. And people are like, you don't even really know this guy. Yeah, but we're all in the society. We've all heard his name. We've all, probably seen a game or two, or seen him because he was a positive person, putting out a positive message for our youth or whatever, things like that. And what I heard a reporter say the other day is that, sports bring us together, and that's kind of what this was about. And so that's why some people that really don't know him, you may see them crying or whatever, but it just brought back that memories of the loss that they've already experienced with the loved one. And so then you can get into that depression mode. And then finally, you get to the last stage, which is the acceptance. And then you start exploring new options, trying to figure out how to maneuver differently. Even Kobe's wife, she finally spoke up today, and she was just kind of saying, I have to understand my new reality now, because my husband and my daughter are gone. And sorry, some of the other family members who've died, the husband who lost his wife, and he said he had to figure out, how to tell his kids, because their life has changed. All of their lives have changed. It was, Altabelli, John Altabelli, Carrie Altabelli, Alyssa Altabelli, Christian Mauser, Peyton Chester, and Sarah Chester. And then the pilot, his name was Ava Zobayan, yes. So all of those individuals lost their life, and please excuse me if I mispronounced their names. Yeah, but some tips on kind of getting through this process. And the first one is to talk to people. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to, people. Let them know how you're feeling. Don't sit there and hold it inside. Because what can happen when you're looking at all of this negativity on social media, I believe it gets into your spirit, and then you begin to get depressed, and you don't even know why, but it's overwhelming, because this was all of a sudden. And then if you've lost loved ones in the past, it's really going to impact your life, because you're connecting with that. And then just praying. If you believe in prayer, pray for more strength and clarity, and pray for the families of the victims, and because their reality has really changed, even though our society's reality has changed, because Kobe did impact a lot of individuals, as you can see, and so society's reality has changed now as well. And so, yeah, like I'm saying, make sure you talk to somebody, find a support system, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or anyone. Just talk it out. Don't hold it all in, because that's not. And then again, just pray about it. Pray for strength, And if it gets overwhelming, if you've never seen a therapist before, you may want to seek a therapist. And I know people are like, well, these people don't even know him, or I didn't even watch sports. But you don't have to. You're a part of the society. And this impacts the society. And so, yeah, it's just a sad thing. And so, hopefully you guys, the funeral will be coming up for these individuals. And that will be another, it might take you through these stages again. I'll rename the stages. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. The final stage is acceptance. Yep. And so, this is Dr. Dare. We usually cover hot topics and mental health issues. This one is kind of a combination. It's a combination of, it's a topic, it's a hot topic, because Kobe, it's only been 4 days since all these individuals lost their lives. And then the mental health aspect of it is that death does impact us in different ways. And even though this may not be a close family member, it is a part of you, a part of our society, which does impact you if you're connected with sports, or you're just connected with football, youth programs, basketball, any of those things. This could all impact you because it is a death. So continue to pray, continue to support each other. Don't knock anybody down, and just love each other. And that's the theme that's been going around. Live life. Never know when it's your last day. Thank you, Dr. Dare. I'm signing out.